Good evening, dear friends. Welcome to a wood unveiled, your serene haven for a good night's sleep. I'm Brian, and tonight, I'm here to take you on a quiet journey into the world of dreams. As the day gently passes, let the soothing rhythm of my voice lead you into a state of calm and relaxation. With each word, let go of the worries of the day and feel the weight of the world lift from your shoulders. Together, we will embark on a peaceful adventure, ensuring you fall into a deep and restorative night of sleep. So find your cozy spot, snuggle up, and let this enchanting story begin. The Queen of Hearts, Labyrinth. Liam found himself in a vast, sprawling garden with hedges so tall they seemed to touch the sky. At the center stood an intricate labyrinth, its walls formed by the same towering hedges. As he approached the entrance to the labyrinth, a figure appeared from behind one of the hedges. She was regal in appearance, with a stern expression and a crown adorned with red hearts. "Welcome, Liam, to my labyrinth," she announced. "I am the Queen of Hearts. Your challenge is to navigate through my maze and find the exit. But be warned, not all paths lead to freedom. I'll find my way," he said confidently. The Queen of Hearts smiled, but there was a hint of mischief in her eyes. "We shall see. Remember, some paths may deceive you. Choose wisely." With that, she vanished, and Liam stepped into the labyrinth. The paths twisted and turned, leading him through the dense hedges. Every so often, he would come across a fork in the path, forcing him to make a choice. As he navigated through the maze, he heard the Queen's voice echoing around him. "Some paths are straightforward. Others are not what they seem. Trust your instincts." Liam took her words to heart, focusing on his intuition as he made each decision. He encountered dead ends and had to backtrack several times, but he didn't lose his determination. After what felt like hours, Liam found himself at a crossroads. Each path was marked by a different symbol: a heart, a diamond, a club, and a spade. He remembered the Queen's advice about paths deceiving and decided to trust his instincts. He chose the path marked by the spade, feeling that gut instinct that it was the right choice. The path narrowed as he progressed, and eventually he emerged from the labyrinth, finding himself in a beautiful clearing. The Queen of Hearts was waiting for him. "Well done, Liam. You have navigated my labyrinth with wisdom and intuition," she said, her stern expression softening. "You have earned the Key of Hearts, a token of your success." She handed him a small, heart-shaped key. This key symbolizes the courage to face challenges and the wisdom to overcome them. Liam thanked the Queen of Hearts and pocketed the key, feeling proud of his accomplishment. He had faced the various challenges and emerged victorious. With the Key of Hearts in his pocket, Liam walked away from the labyrinth, reflecting on the challenge he had just overcome. As he wandered through the garden, he stumbled upon a curious scene. A group of gardeners, but instead of trimming hedges, a pale came waved. One of the gardeners, noticing Liam's puzzled look, explained, "We must paint them red, or the queen will have our heads." She dislikes white roses. Liam watched as the gardeners worked hastily, their brushes leaving streaks of ringlet on the pristine white petals. "Why not plant red roses instead?" he asked. The queen changes her mind like the wind changes direction. Another gardener chimed in. Yesterday, she adored white roses. Today, it's red. Liam realized this was another aspect of the queen's domain, a whimsical yet dictatorial rule. Her whims were law. He decided to help the gardeners, taking a brush and beginning to paint the roses. As he painted, he chatted with the gardeners, learning more about the queen's peculiar ways and the land he was journeying through. After finishing with the roses, William thanked the gardeners and continued his exploration. He soon came across a large chessboard, similar to the one he had seen before. But this time the pieces were alive, moving and talking among themselves. A pawn approached him. "Greetings, Liam. We are preparing for a game commanded by the Queen. Would you care to join us?" Liam, intrigued by the idea of a living chess game, agreed. He was assigned to be a knight and the game began. It was an unusual experience, with each piece moving of its own accord, sometimes even arguing over the best move. Throughout the game, Liam learned to strategize not just for himself, but in coordination with the other pieces. It was a lesson in teamwork and collective decision-making. As the game ended, the Queen of Hearts appeared applauding. "Well played, Liam. You've shown great skill in strategy and collaboration." Liam bowed to the Queen, grateful for the experience. "Thank you, Your Majesty. It was an honor to play. You may now proceed to the timeless clock tower. There, time itself will be your next challenge," the Queen announced, pointing towards a towering structure in the distance. Liam thanked the Queen and headed towards the clock tower, curious about the new challenge that awaited him. Liam approached the timeless clock tower, a grand structure that pierced the sky. Its face was adorned with numerous clocks, each showing a different time. As I did, the door closed behind him. Then he found himself in a room with clocks covering every inch of the walls. In the center of the row stood a figure cloaked in a robe adorned with gears and hourglasses. "Welcome, Liam, to the timeless clock tower," the figure said, a voice echoing in the vast space. "I'm here for my next challenge," Liam stated, looking around at the countless clocks. Indeed, here, time behaves unpredictably, where challenge is to navigate through the tower to reach the top. But be wary, as time can be a friend, not a foe. The figure wore. Liam nodded, bracing himself for what was to come. He started ascending the spiral staircase at the center of the room. As he climbed, he noticed that with each step, clocks on the wall seemed to change time more rapidly. Suddenly, the room began to spin. The clocks whirring loudly. Liam felt disoriented, but kept climbing. He realized that his perception of time was being altered, with moments stretching and compressing around him. Focus on my goal, not on time, reminded himself, recalling the lessons he had learned in the land of whimsy. After what felt like both an eternity and a moment, Liam reached the top of the tower. The room here was serene, with a single clock on the wall. Its hands moved in a smooth, predictable motion. You have reached the summit of the timeless clock tower. The clocked figure appeared once again. You have learned that time is relative, and your perception of it can change your experience. Liam looked out of the window at the top of the tower, seeing the land of whimsy stretched out below him. Time felt both endless and fleeting as I climbed. He reflected. Exactly. In life, time can be your ally or your adversary. It's your perception that determines which the figure imparted. With a newfound understanding of time, Liam descended the tower, ready for the next part of his journey in the land of whimsy. As Liam exited the timeless clock tower, he found the scenery around him had changed once again. The garden had transformed into a lively courtyard, bustling with characters from all corners of the land of whimsy. In the center of the courtyard, the Queen of Hearts sat on a grand throne, observing her subjects with a keen eye. As Liam approached, she beckoned him forward. Liam, you've navigated my labyrinth, helped paint the roses, played a strategic game of chess, and conquered the timeless clock timer. You have one final task in my realm. Liam asked, ready for the final challenge. You must host a banquet in my honor, the Queen declared. You will need to gather ingredients from around my garden and prepare a feast fit for a queen. Liam was taken aback by the request, but he accepted the challenge. He spent the day gathering exotic fruits, vegetables, and other delicacies from the Queen's extensive garden. Along the way, he enlisted the help of some of the creatures he had met, including the gardeners and the chess pieces. That hour, they prepared a lavish banquet, with dishes that were as whimsical and extraordinary as the land of whimsy itself. The table was set with great care, and as the Queen of Hearts took her seat, she looked genuinely impressed. This is a feast unlike any I've had before. You have exceeded my expectations, Liam. The banquet was a success, and the creatures of the land of whimsy celebrated well into the night. Liam felt a sense of accomplishment, having brought everyone together for this special event. As the night drew to a close, the Queen of Hearts approached Liam. You have shown great resourcefulness and leadership. Take this as a token in my esteem. She handed him a small heart-shaped locket. Inside is a piece of the land of whimsy to remind you of your time here. Liam thanked the Queen and pocketed the locket. He felt proud of what he had achieved and was grateful for the experiences and lessons he had gained. The banquet concluded with a round of applause from the Queen of Hearts and the gathered denizens of the land of whimsy. The Queen stood out from her throne and addressed Liam with a gracious tone, a stark contrast to her usual stern demeanor. Yeah, you have brought joy and unity to my realm through this feast. You've proven yourself to be not just brave and wise, but also compassionate and a leader, she said. Your journey through my labyrinth and the challenges you faced have prepared you for your next adventure. Liam bowed respectfully, "Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm grateful for the challenges and the lessons I've learned in your realm." The queen smiled. "Now you must venture to the Forest of Whispers. There, voices of the past and future will guide you to your next destiny. Listen carefully, for they speak truths that are often hidden." Liam nodded, understanding the importance of this next phase. "I will listen with an open heart and mind." As he left the courtyard, the creatures of the land of whimsy bid him farewell with cheers and well wishes. Walking towards the Forest of Whispers, Liam felt a mix of excitement and curiosity. He knew that the voices in the forest would offer insights that could shape his understanding of not just the land of whimsy, but also of himself. With each step, the sounds of the banquet faded, and the whispers of the forest grew louder. He was ready to embrace whatever wisdom the Forest of Whispers had to offer, his journey in the land of whimsy continuing to unfold. The timeless clock tower. Liam approached the timeless clock tower, a structure that towered over the landscape of the land of whimsy. Its walls were adorned with clocks of every shape and size, each ticking at a different rhythm, creating a symphony of time. As he entered the tower, the door shut behind him with a resonant thud. Inside, the space was vast, filled with an array of hourglasses, zundicals, and remote clocks. In the center stood a figure cloaked in a robe embroidered with patterns of stars and moons. "Welcome, Liam." The timeless clock tower. The figure greeted, a voice echoing in the chamber. "Here, time flows differently. Your challenge is to ascend to the top of the tower. But be wary, for each level represents a different era of time." Intrigued and cautious, Liam began his ascent. The first level he encountered was like stepping into the past, with everything styled in an ancient decor. He navigated through puzzles that required understanding historical events to progress. With each level, Liam moved through different eras, from the medieval ages to the futuristic. Each floor presented unique challenges that tested his knowledge, adaptability, and perception of time. As he reached the penultimate level, Liam found himself in a room where time seemed to stand still. Clocks on the wall were frozen, and the air felt suspended. A voice whispered, echoing around him, "Time is an illusion, ever present yet intangible. To reach the final level, you must understand this paradox." Liam reflected on his journey through the tower, realizing that while time could be measured, it was also a subjective experience, shaped by perception and circumstance. With this understanding, he saw a door materialize before him. Stepping through the door, Liam reached the top of the tower. The view was breathtaking, overlooking the entire land of whimsy. The figure in the robe appeared beside him. "You have navigated the timeless clock tower with insight and wisdom," then they said. "Remember, Liam, your worlds, time may be linear, but here, it's a reminder that every moment is precious." Liam nodded, absorbing the profound lesson. He left the tower with a new appreciation for time, both as a concept. Having descended from the timeless clock tower, Liam found himself in a part of the land of whimsy that seemed to oscillate between day and night rapidly, illustrating the fluidity of time he had just experienced. As he wandered through the shifting landscape, he came upon a small, quaint village where the inhabitants moved in fast forward, carrying out their daily routines at an astonishing speed. A villager, noticing Liam's amazement, approached him. "You must be new here. This is the village's swift hours, where time moves quickly so we can accomplish more," the villager explained, her words rushing out in a rapid stream. "How do you manage to keep up with everything?" Liam asked, watching as people and animals zipped by. "It's all about adapting and making the most of every moment," she replied, then handed him a small hourglass. "This will help you sync with our time for a while." Liam turned the hourglass, and as the sands began to flow, he felt his perception of time aligning with that of the village. He spent what felt like a few minutes in the village, but upon leaving and turning the hourglass back, he realized hours had passed in the outside world. Continuing his journey, Liam pondered the relativity of time and how it could be perceived differently. His next encounter was with a group of travelers, each from a different era of history, gathered around a campfire. "We are the time wanderers," one of them, a woman dressed in garb from the future, said. "We come from different times, back together in the land of whimsy, to share our stories and learn from each other." Then joined them, sharing his experiences and listening to tales of times past and futures imagined. Each story enriched his understanding of the vast tapestry of time and how it shaped civilizations, cultures, and individuals. As he bid the time wanderers farewell, the one from the future handed him a small device. "This is a time compass. It doesn't point north, but to moments you need to revisit or anticipate," she explained. With the time compass in hand, Liam felt equipped to navigate not just the land of whimsy, but also the complexities of time itself. With the time compass guiding him, Liam ventured deeper into a part of the land of whimsy, where the landscape seemed to shift with each tick of an unseen clock. He soon arrived at a garden where every flower and tree was synchronized to the rhythm of time, blooming and wilting in a matter of seconds, only to start the cycle anew. In the midst of this garden, Liam met an old gardener, tending to the plants with a serene expression. "Ah, you must be Liam. I am the keeper of the time garden," the gardener said, his voice as calm as the breeze. "This garden is incredible," Liam remarked, watching the rapid cycle of life and decay around him. With the reflection of time's cycle, birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. Here, we see the entirety of life's journey in a mere moment, the keeper explained. Liam walked through the garden, mesmerized by the display. "It's like watching the whole of nature's process in fast forward," he said. "Indeed, and it teaches us about the impermanent of life and the constant change we must all embrace," the keeper added, clipping a flower that instantly regrew. As Liam continued to explore the garden, he found a sundial at its center. The shadow of the sundial moved rapidly, indicating the passing hours. As he touched the sundial, time around him slowed down, allowing him to observe and appreciate the beauty of each moment. The sundial is the heart of the garden, a reminder to appreciate the now, the keeper said, joining Liam. Liam nodded in understanding. It's important to be present to appreciate the moment we're in. Yes. For a while we can learn from the past and plan for the future. We live in the present, the keeper affirmed. Leaving the time garden, Liam felt a newfound appreciation for the present moment. With the time compass in his hand, he was reminded that while he could navigate through time, each moment was a gift to be cherished. Exiting the time garden, Liam followed the path laid out by the time compass, which led him to a vast library that seemed to stretch infinitely in all directions. The library was filled with books of all sizes, some as small as a leaf, others as large as a house. A librarian, perched on a ladder it seemed to extend upwards forever, called out to him, "Welcome, Liam, to the Library of Ages. Here, you'll find the knowledge of our times." Liam was in awe. How can I possibly navigate through all this? The time compass will guide you to the book you most need at this moment, the librarian replied, descending the ladder with a grace that defied gravity. Following the compass, Liam was led to a small, unassuming book titled The Wisdom of Moments. He opened it and found that each page described a significant moment in history. But not just the events itself. The book delved into the feelings, thoughts, his eyelid. He realized the book was teaching him the importance of individual moments in shaping the course of history and personal lives. This book? It's incredible, Liam said, looking up from the pages. It shows how each moment. Exactly, the librarian said, appearing beside him. Time is made of moments, and understanding their value is key to understanding the flow of time itself. Liam continued to read, absorbing the knowledge and insights from the book. As he finished, he felt a sense of clarity and depth in his understanding of time and history. Returning the book to its shelf, Liam thanked the librarian. "Thank you for this. It's given me a lot to think about. The journey through time is endless, and there's always more to learn. But remember, it's the moments that matter most," the librarian said, giving him a wise nod. With the time compass in hand and a wealth of new knowledge in his heart, Liam left the Library of Ages, ready for the final part of his journey in the land of whimsy. Liam continued his journey, guided by the time compass, which now pointed him towards a grand plaza where all paths in the land of whimsy seemed to converge. In the center of the plaza stood a magnificent clock, its hands moving in a rhythm. It was both steady and comforting. As he approached, a figure emerged from the shadow of the clock. It was the timekeeper, a guardian of the land of whimsy's temporal flow. "Liam, you've journeyed through the realms of time, learned its mysteries, embracing its lessons," the timekeeper said, his voice echoing like a gentle chime. "I have," Liam replied, looking at the grand clock. "And I've seen how time shapes us, and how our actions shape time. Indeed, the clock here represents the heart of time in the land of whimsy." that ticks not just in seconds, minutes, or hours, but in moments of joy, sadness, wine, and discovery, the timekeeper explained. Liam watched as the clock's hands moved, each tick marking a significant moment in the land of whimsy. "It's beautiful," he said, "reminder of how precious each moment is." The timekeeper nodded. "As you continue your journey, remember that time is a companion that accompanies us on our journey. Cherish it, learn from it, and let it guide you." He then handed Lee a small, intricately carved timepiece. "This is the manner of whimsy. It will help you remember the lessons of time you've learned here." Liam took the illuminator, feeling its weight and warmth in his hand. "Thank you. I'll treasure it always." As the timekeeper faded away, merging back with the shadows of the clock, Liam turned to leave the plaza. The dynamiter in his pocket, a baton compass in his hand, he felt prepared for the next chapter of his adventure, enriched by the profound understanding of time he had gained in the land of whimsy.